I think one of the biggest academic problems people face is time management.
I need a planner, otherwise I will forget to do things.
I like to have my week planned out almost to every 15 minutes.
As opposed to having to think, oh, what do I have to do again? If you have a scheduling app and know what you need to be doing, you can really focus on those tasks during that time and then get things done.
Something that I think often happens at Northwestern is people feel pressured to take on a lot of different things just to be able to say, like, look at all the things I do. But I really challenge myself to say no to those opportunities and to really focus on the ones that I feel like give me energy.
Learning when to stop studying a subject is really important, not just for your success, but also for your mental health, because you could be studying for hours on end before the exam, but you're not really retaining any information because you're just tired and you need sleep.
You need to be able to sustain and take care of yourself and eat properly and get rest. It's really about taking care of yourself.
I focus a lot on working smart rather than working hard. So one thing that I did in order to try to succeed at that was like taking breaks, which seems really counterintuitive. The truth is that when your brain kind of starts stalling out, that's actually time that you're wasting. It's been really helpful for me to actually take a step back. Say, okay, maybe I just need to go to bed. Maybe I should tackle this in the morning. Or I'm just gonna go get a cup of tea and take 10 minutes off.
At night, right when I go to bed, is usually the time when I just take a look at all of the tasks that I have lined up for tomorrow and just kind of figure out the order based off my schedule so that when I wake up, I can kind of hit the ground running.
I definitely spread myself thin, but ASLA has actually taught us this study trick where you can study whenever and wherever. So like 15 minutes before class, why not pull out those flashcards? And if we think about how many breaks we have throughout the day, those can actually add up.
Another effective study habit is you could study a little bit for Class A, a little bit for Class B, a little bit for Class C, and it activates different parts of your brain and prevents one from becoming bored.
My phone is my biggest distraction. Texting people, social media.
Distractions, fear of missing out, especially as a first-year student in college.
I would say sometimes my friends or just social media.
Or even my computer sometimes, like finding myself taking dumb quizzes, like what's my love language, or like what kind of chip do you resemble most? Anything to distract me.
And it's really hard to just kind of let go of that, but sometimes when I've had enough, I'll just put my phone in my book bag and not look at it.
Having an accountability buddy is also a thing that I use. We would study together and we would put our phones on silent and do not disturb.
It's okay to check your phone, but time it. Be like, okay, I'm gonna look at Facebook for 2 minutes and then I'm gonna go back and study. You have to use your own willpower.
I think a lot of times when we study for tests, you're like, okay, first I'll read over all the notes I've taken, then I'll read the textbook chapters, and then I'll start studying. But I think something that's more helpful is to read and be writing down questions, or to skip reading your notes altogether and just go straight to a practice problem and see if you can answer it, and if you can't, go back to your notes.
Professors will give you the basics in lecture, but it's your own responsibility to go out and master the material.
It's really tempting to just look at the answers and see that, oh, I understand how they got that answer. Then come exam day, where they ask the exact same answer and you just like blank out because you don't actually write it down. You just looked at it and memorized it.
Definitely challenge yourself, because in the act of challenging yourself while you're doing homework, then when you go and take the exam and you see a problem that you don't recognize, you will be more comfortable with the experience of being challenged.
Group work and collaboration seems to be very helpful no matter what type of work it is. Even if it's a reading, oftentimes that might seem like a very individual task, but if you take 5 minutes after doing it to just reflect and summarize it with someone else and have a short discussion, I found that it really reinforces the key points. You may be able to get to the right answer doing it yourself, you may not, but I found that oftentimes it's much easier and quicker, and maybe you find a better way of doing it or just another way of thinking about it if you're working with your classmates.